So here's the deal, you guys. Less lethal, and other weapons if you're a felon and you can't own to protect yourself in your home or even in public. Don't let these guys leave dumb comments and try to make you not want to get less lethal or a good defense weapon that I will get into a lot more. Because a lot of these guys, they're living in Hollywood movie fantasy land for the most part. And what I mean by that is most of the time, if there's going to be someone breaking in your home and if they're armed with a firearm, they're targeting you for a reason. They're there not to burglarize, they're there to kill you. Another thing to keep in consideration, a lot of these guys are junkies, okay? They're lowlives. They're criminals, yeah, but they don't all have a firearm if they're going to break in your home, okay? And what I mean by that simply is if they're truly there to burglarize your home, they probably figure no one's home. The low-level criminals who want to get in and get out, they don't want to get caught, they don't want to be confronted. And they're probably not going to have a firearm on them. Now, if someone does break in your home and they do have a firearm, I can tell you right now, and if you don't believe me, go ask law enforcement for a peace of mind. If they come in your home with a firearm, forcefully enter your home, kicking in your door, and they have a firearm, they're not there to burglarize, they're there to kill you, okay? And they're there for a reason. Now, regular burglars, or whatever you want to call these lowlives today, if they start kicking on your door or trying to get in your door and it's locked, and if they see you through the window, they're going to take off and run. More than likely. That's just a statistic. It's a fact. Ask your local law enforcement if you don't believe me. Another thing I want to point out in this video, if less lethal was not effective at all, like these guys are trying to say in comments, ask yourselves this, okay? Why, for one thing, is less lethal companies still in business, especially after COVID, when a lot of businesses failed? They must be doing something right? They must have a product that's doing something right. And then ask yourself this: if less lethal was not effective, and may I remind you, when I'm talking about less lethal, I'm not talking about someone pulls a gun on you, you pull your less lethal. I've never ever said that. I'm telling you not to. Point being is, if less lethal was not effective, why? Ask yourselves this: why is less lethal, more and more less lethal options in stores thriving, opening up? Also in the UK, other countries, not just the United States. Ask yourselves that. Ask yourselves that. See, on my channel, I tell it like it is. I always have with you guys. I would never say something. Here's an example, just an example. If someone pulls a firearm on you, pull your burner on them. I would never tell you something stupid like that. And to prove my point, what these guys say, just get a gun. Well, for one thing, I don't really think these guys, I basically know who it is. It's safe to say I do know who it is, but he wants to portray himself as multiple people, so I'll play into it. These guys like to say, go get a gun, okay? Well, let's think about that for a minute, shall we? I have a firearm, okay? Whether it's concealed or open carry. Just a quick scenario for you guys. I'm getting in my car. As I get in, a carjacker approaches me with his firearm pointed at my face, either trying to pull me out the car to get in with the key already in the ignition, or something else. Am I going to have time to pull my firearm when he's already pointing it at me? That's definitely going to get you freaking killed. You don't believe me? Ask law enforcement. Another scenario. I'm concealing my firearm. I'm open carrying my firearm. I'm walking to my door. I hear something. I turn around. Person's got a gun in my back, telling me to get in, to go in my house. Am I going to have time to pull a firearm? Probably get you killed. You see, my point is, these guys like to come on there because they got nothing better to do, and quite honestly, they get off on, I don't really know what, the attention that others respond to their comments, and also me throwing a video like this. I just thought this video would be a little bit important that I wanted to set straight with all of you as my subscribers. Because less lethal plays a bigger role than anyone can imagine, and you guys probably have not even thought of. I honestly, and I mean this respectfully, you guys that do own less lethal haven't even thought of roles it plays. The same goes for me. And by that I mean the roles less lethal plays for scenarios are endless. As opposed to a firearm, if you need to use it, options are a lot less. And also in this day and age, I'll tell you what, you're rolling the dice. Here's an example. You're in your car. A guy comes with a knife, holds it up to you, trying to pull you out the car. So you reach for your firearm. You shoot him. As your adrenaline's pumping and your fear, let's face it, we will all have fear when that day comes, whether we're ex-military or not. By that, I mean that in a very good way. Fear is excellent to have with adrenaline. It keeps you alive and really aware. Getting back to that scenario, you guys. You're getting in your car. A guy comes up to you with a knife. Let's say a junkie. Okay? Random attack to jack your car. For whatever reason. You pull your gun. You shoot him. You hit him in the stomach. Your adrenaline's pumping your fear. You don't stop with one shot. As he turns around, you keep shooting, let's say 4 more shots. The guy drops. What happens now? 1, you have to call the police, or someone's already called them, probably multiple people. 2, they'll probably not charge you at the time, assuming you have some kind of proof, video on a camera or witnesses. And let's say that there's witnesses and video that show him pulling a knife on you in your car, and you shoot him once, and as he turns around, you keep shooting. Perfect scenario right there. Okay. Officer looks at it, decides, okay, you know what? Right now, I'm not going to charge you, but it's going to take some time. There's going to be an investigation. During that investigation, you guys don't realize how it goes, okay? Once they do an autopsy on that person, perfect example to prove my point. If that shot in the stomach or wherever you hit him in the front, facing you, if that was not the fatal shot, and the fatal shots was once his back was turned toward you as he was trying to run away, that's homicide. That's homicide. And that's something these idiots, or that idiot, does not think about. With less lethal, it gives you opportunity. Especially these, the burners. I mean, when you pull that out, it looks, they're designed to look like a firearm for one thing, for a reason. To de-escalate that. Now, I'm not saying it's going to save your life every time. But what it will do is probably, if not all the time, save you from going to prison. So you guys see my point, what I'm trying to say here? Don't believe that idiot, or he likes to have multiple personalities. Don't believe the comments with them. Don't feed into it. Don't even reply to them, because that's what they want. That's what he wants. So with that said, you guys, like, share, subscribe. More good things coming on the way, and a lot more videos. Thanks for watching.